I used to be in this group called Special Teams with DJ Jayceeoh and Slaine. We actually put out an album on Duck Down, had production from like Premier, Pete Rock, Ninth Wonder. The whole boot camp was on the album. When we did the album, we actually went to Europe for a tour. All the fucked up tour stories come out of Europe somehow. But we didn't even get to Europe yet, right? So we're on this flight. Actually, Big Shug is on the tour with us. He's a rough guy to go on tour with, bro. Big Shug does not give up. Like, he talks shit always. He's just always talking. And this is like an international flight, right? So like, people like to go to sleep. I'm sitting literally 15 rows back, and all you hear the whole flight is Big Shug just like, yo, rah, 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 just talking shit the whole time. I'm like, damn, this dude's killing it. As we get on the flight, there's like this dude who looks mad creepy. He like kind of looks like a greasy hippie dude, but like not like, he looked like he had money, like. And he gets on the plane and he's just like kind of wide-eyed, and I'm just like, this dude's mad weird. And this guy starts like walking through the aisles, just like, I'm like, yo, this dude is on one. And he starts like just like talking to people. He's like walking through the aisles and just being like all weird. I'm like, yo, this dude is on something right now. We had like an extra seat, and he was just like, that's really nice, you get that extra seat. We're like, yo, like, fall back, son. So the flight goes on. This is like an 8-hour flight. This dude, he's walking through the aisle. There's like a little kid, like a little girl. He's like walking through the aisle, and he like goes up to the little girl and is like touched her head. And the mom was like, yo, like, what the hell? Like, they're like trying to get the stewardess, like, yo, this dude's like walking around being super creepy. Like, this dude I don't know what drugs he was on, but he was definitely on some wild shit. And like the stewardess, there's like a couple chicks and like this one like little gay dude. I mean, no, you know, I'm not homophobic at all, but I'm just saying what it was. And as like, they needed someone to straight up restrain this dude, right? And but it wasn't at that point yet. They were just like, sir, like, you're kind of freaking people out. Could you please sit down? And he'd be like, all right. He would go sit down. And I'd be watching him. I was like 10 rows back. And then like 3 minutes later, he'd be like, whoop, he's up again. And he'd just start creeping down the aisles, up and down. He was sitting not far from my homie Singapore Kane, who was on tour with Big Shug at the time. He was like sleeping, and the dude like was like tapping his feet. And Singapore was like, yo, dog, like, chill. And he does it a couple more times, and Singapore like jumps up in the middle of the shit, like, yo, dog, like, fall back, like quit fucking hitting me, dog. Like, we're flying right now, like, you're on some crazy shit. So they're kind of jawing at each other, and Shug and Slaine is over here, right? And I see this thing. So I'm like seeing them go at it. I'm like, damn, this is crazy right now. Like, what's about to happen? Then I see out of the corner of my eye, Slaine jumps in the middle of the seat from over here, jumps and just slaps the shit out of this dude in the middle of the flight. Like, slaps the shit out of him. Like, yo, sit the fuck down. I'm just like, oh shit. Like, you can't do shit like that on an airplane. But like the whole, like all the stewardess, everyone, they were just like, because they needed help. Like, they were struggling with this dude. They were just like, thank you. They like thanked Slaine for like slapping the shit out of this dude in the middle of a flight. And then they ended up like zip tying this dude to his chair, right? And then we get off the flight, and like we're walking off, and there's like a whole team of like cops ready to just apprehend dude, and they didn't like sweat us at all. They just let us all just roll off the plane. And that was a pretty crazy moment, just like getting to the tour, you know? So the same tour, we're in Germany somewhere, checking out of a hotel, and like we, you know, a lot of these hotels, they're like, you get out, they got like a dope free breakfast, right? This one you had to pay, right? And some dudes weren't feeling that, right? So I sit there, I'm eating, I'm like, whatever, bro, here's some euros, I'll have my little breakfast. In Singapore again, he's like, yo, I'm just trying to have like 2 hard-boiled eggs. Like, I'm not trying to pay 15 euros for that. And he's just like, yo, I'll give you, 4 euros or whatever. So we're all checking out of the hotel, like thinking everything's cool. And Singapore is just like arguing with this dude who's like the kitchen staff guy, right? And I'm just like walking out. I'm like, yo, these dudes are bugging. I'm going to the car. We got to bounce. I like walk out, and like as I'm walking out, they're like talking shit to each other. But they're like talking shit, and I was just like, whatever, bro. Like, I'm going to the car. So we're all walking out. I'm like in the van, just chilling. And then we see the sliding doors open. This dude runs out with a huge kitchen knife, like, ah! And we're like, yo, Slaine jumps out. We all jump out of the van, and Big Shug comes out on some like OG gangster, like, I've been here before. Takes a t-shirt, like he's a bull ringer, and he's just like ready to wrap the knife. He's like, "What's up?" And then we're all like kind of like circling around the dude, and like he's like ready to just like for the dude to lunge and just wrap the knife up and just like probably body the dude after that. But so the dude runs out and he's just freaking out. He's just like, ah, like he like I don't even know what he was saying. He's like yelling some German shit. I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy right now. We're in Germany, we're on tour, not trying to get locked up for like fucking up some like kitchen staff because dudes don't want to pay for their eggs and shit. Like, like I'm good. And then like the manager comes out and he's like, yo, chill. And he like grabs the dude and like brings him back in. We're like, yo, we gotta bounce right now before we get wrapped up by the cops. So the good thing, we were checking out of the hotel right then. We didn't have to go back in there. We were out. That was a crazy moment, man. Wild tour shit.
African Bambaataa was sitting shotgun, grabbed the wheel, and basically saved all our lives.
The problem is these kids don't have fear of consequence because they didn't get spanked, they didn't get disciplined when they were growing up.
Because the studio to me is a temple, it's sacred. It's only for those people that are working on the specific project and task at hand.
If I wouldn't have lost my phone or if I wouldn't have lost my BlackBerry, I would have been in that van. And who's to say where I may have been sitting when the shooting happened and whatnot.